2. Hey folks, how's it going? We're live. It's Wednesday. We're doing some Blender today. Hey official Erg VR, how's it going? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back into the channel. Been a good week so far. It's Monday and Tuesday, pretty decent days. Today's been a good day as well. So we'll go straight into Blender and let's see if we can animate. Do like an animation for our rock golem. And see what we can do with this fella. So I'm quite happy with this. I'm quite proud. I've made something. Getting used to sort of the controls. Switching from Unity back to Blender and back again always throws me off. But I'm pretty happy the way this this rock golem looks. Maybe some of the textures need tweaking. So especially things at the back here doesn't look quite right here. But we can tweak the textures. I basically just use this one texture for everything, which it makes it consistent. But the problem with that, of course, it was designed for this particular shape. What I could do is yeah, just having a different rock texture for the rest of it. But we'll texturing is something I need to do a little bit of learning. But animating, I'm pretty confident with animating. Why is that already saying it's probably because I've moved the camera around maybe. So should we do a bit of animation? Create pose asset, copy pose access. No keyframes were found in this pose. Go back to regular modeling. Sculpting. Yeah, probably best here. We do have the animation playback here as well. Probably need to remember how to do animation. So problem I think with anything in Blender, I need to just do the one task repeatedly. Hey Max, how's it going, dude? Good to see you. Sorry I missed your call. Literally just checked my phone and went, ah, crap. How's it going, dude? Hopeless at checking messages. Yeah, I need to kind of practice doing one thing in Blender repeatedly, like learning just texturing, learning just animation. But I need like a series of test things to kind of work on, I think. But yeah, I think animation would be a fun thing to do this stream. But those textures are bothering me. Could try and find a better texture. It's just understanding the full flow. I probably need some watch some tutorials on Blender and kind of practice them. I'm okay, thanks, buddy. I want to ask a quick question. Are you free on Saturday the 21st? Ooh, let's have a look. Saturday 21st. It's looking free at the moment. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing anything on Saturday 21st. There's nothing in the calendar. What are you thinking? That's a little bit of music in the background, bit of lo-fi, we like lo-fi. Other messages I've missed here. There's definitely nothing. Normally put anything in my calendar that's I go to classic car restoration show at the NEC. Ooh. That'd be fun actually. Classic car restoration. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I'll be up for that. Yes, that's in May. Yeah, definitely nothing happening. Cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, I'll be down for that. I'm just making sure I'm not double booking myself, but I can't see anything on that date at all. So I'll put in my calendar now. Be right back, okie dokie. Classic car. So classic car. Classic. Credit cards at NEC. Cool, that's now in the diary. Where is the Metric? There's the Metric. Oh, I can't remember how you do this. I hate having to look up tutorials while I'm streaming because it's not fun for you guys to watch. And it's also not fun watching me struggle to try and animate anything. So we could auto keyring, automatically keyframe insertion for objects, bones and masks. Object data, bone constraints. So bone constraints would probably be useful to actually do. Another bone constraint. Okay, need to be in pose mode. That makes sense. Realistically, he doesn't want to go any further than that. So what is that? That's X. So we want to limit the... Well, we don't want it to... Would we want it to rotate? Depends if he's got an attack that spins. No, it should have anything that spins. It's not that complex. So we want to limit the Y. So the Y should have no rotation, because that is just weird. Technically speaking, there shouldn't really need to be any constraints, I suppose. Because it doesn't technically have any bones. Yeah, we won't worry about constraints because I said being a magical entity, movement isn't really going to be affected by any constraint. I think I'm going to have to do a quick look up on animating in Blender. Do apologise. I thought I remembered how to do it. I found a video I've looked at before. Yeah, it's actually an armature. Yeah, bones in front. We've already got all that stuff. The problem with half the videos doing stuff that we've already done, we also want the final part. Okay, so hits record. Right. So what should we have? Idle animation or walking? Because it's a rock being, idle animation is pretty much not doing anything. It's just idle. Doesn't need to breathe. Doesn't need to kind of shift. But then the little rock creature I have rolls back and forth because that gives it a bit of personality. I suppose looking around, it could probably look around. So I kind of only active keying set they have recording. Okay. I'm back. Hello, official Ogre VR. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's looking a pretty cool rock golem. I'm back. Welcome back, Max. So, what we want to do is that for your game? Yes. Yeah, go have this this rock fella the moving around. But you know, working out how best to animate him. So always want to try and start with like an idle animation. So it's what it does when it's not doing much, like it's just stood there. Like I'd like it probably to look around as if it's kind of stood there surveying the area. So we've got the spine. So the spine is, I should really probably rename that to head. Where is that? That's spine 006. So look, where's that going to be? Spine. It's that old song, like the leg bones connected to the hip bone. But they're all spines. Spine 1's connected to spine 2, connected to spine 3, connected to spine 4. Where is spine 6? So connected to the shoulders. And the arms are connected to the hands, which are connected to the shoulders. Now that makes sense. Oh, there's spine 6. We're missing a spine 5. We must have deleted spine 5. Spine 6, let's rename that to head. There we go. Now it says head down here. So we twist the head. We can set that. So if we set the head back to its default rotation of 0. That's pointing down. That's not very good. Where's our usual? There we go. Is it here? See, this is why I need to kind of learn a bit more Blender, because I've moved that and those numbers aren't changing. That's purely just animation numbers. Changing that just goes weird. Deforming viewport display. These are bearing properties. Either way, we go to there, and we want to rotate the head to the right. So that's angle 50.8 degrees. So we just make that straight up 50. Yeah, nice round number of 50. It's probably too sharp. Let's do something like that. Where's the? Oh, there's a smoothness. Where's the smoothness? Current frame, start, end frame. Change the end frame to 40. We don't need too many frames here. Okay, no. Change to 100. Where's the smoothness? There's a smoothness thing somewhere. At the moment it's not very smooth. It very much stays static and then it changes right there. Hey bots, how's it going? What's popping? Hopefully not the rock. Yeah, we're trying to animate, trying to remember how we animate, and then animating our rock golem. There is a smoothness. Can't remember this where it is. I remember turning down the smoothness. Yes, might have to be another Google. Actually hit the enter key by accident. Looks a lot cooler than last time. Great progress, thank you. Yeah, I'm quite happy with how this looks. And yeah, all the rigging is fine. The only thing I want to change is like the texturing needs a bit of work. I've just taken one texture, copy pasted it over all the objects, and something kind of works. That the hips here kind of work nicely with that texture, even if it looks a bit weird in places. And the head's not too bad. But there's other bits like the back of here. The textures don't look right because these textures weren't designed for these particular shapes. So I'd like to redo the texturing, but it's kind of 90% of what I want it to be, which is good enough for now. If I can work out a bit of animation, and at least have it moving and looking like it needs to. Yeah, I see it looks rough around the edges, literally and figuratively. Yes. Yeah, I'd like it to retexture it in a way that the rock doesn't look smooth. Like it, I want it to have a little bit of a little more realism. I don't want ultra realism. I don't want it to look like it's photographic. I like the cartoony, soft kind of look that it's kind of got at the moment, but I just want to turn the dial slightly more to go, well, you could believe that if you touched it, it wouldn't feel smooth. Rockness, yeah. It needs to look like it's slightly more rough, and possibly even a bit of moss. Like I wouldn't mind a bit of moss on parts of it too, because these rocks have been sat. This rock golem could have easily been sat in a pile of other rocks, just dormant. It doesn't really need to eat, doesn't need to seek anything out. It just kind of occasionally it will take a humanoid form and just kind of roam about. But I want it to look a little rougher than it is texture-wise. But we'll come to that. It's a smoothness here. I'm not too bad with texturing in Unity. I can do textures in Unity quite well. Textures in Blender have so much more you can do, which is great. You can do some amazing texture stuff in Blender. But again, it's just kind of learning it all. I've got to plug this keyboard in. The laptop is not happy. I don't know what it is. It's a different keyboard. And it's still doing similar stuff, so hopefully it's not the motherboard. Smoothing. There we go. Animation smoothing. How to make an animation smoother. Pacing in the animation controlled by proximity to keyframes. Dope sheet or the graph editor window can select. That sounds kind of what I want to do. Is the built-in keyboard still attached to the laptop? Yes. Yeah, I need to work out what it's doing. So sometimes I'm pushing keys and it pushes multiple keys. This keyboard's not pushing keys by itself. Like the original laptop and the keyboard was just pushing keys randomly. So I ripped that out, put a second-hand keyboard in, and that one doesn't push randomly. But when I type, it's 90% of the time it's fine. Sometimes it just kind of starts throwing stuff on there. Maybe disconnect the ribbon cable and just use it. Yeah, I did think about that. But I would like to, like, at the moment I can plug in the USB external and it doesn't affect anything. I can just use it. But it's the same with the trackpads. The mouse trackpads kind of works, kind of doesn't. And the trackpad's original, so maybe the ribbon just needs like cleaning. I don't know. Has similar problems. Definitely connector. Yeah. Like what didn't help is half a glass of water was spilled on it before Christmas. So I managed to dry it out, but the keyboard has not been the same since. So whether water got into the connector, and that's what's caused the issue. Oof. Yeah. So I was thinking, yeah, maybe it's physically the keyboard, but maybe it's the connector, as you say. I still have the original keyboard over there that I could put back in it. Not that it really matters. They're the same. Technically, it's the same keyboard. Just one came from another broken laptop online somewhere. But I'll fiddle around. I'll probably give it some isopropyl alcohol cleaning on the contacts, and hopefully that solves it. Might cause some corrosion, yeah. I was hoping it was just a straight swap. Not full on corrosion, but yeah. I actually restored my Game Boy Color last week. So I got my Game Boy Color out, the original Game Boy Color I had. And the start button wasn't working anymore. So I actually took the casing apart and just cleaned, got a little bit of cotton wool, cleaned the contacts with a bit of alcohol, put it back together, and now the start button works. So yeah, contacts easily have, even if it's like a tarnish, it's not like a full corrosion. Motherboard was a bit thirsty, yeah. The retro consoles, special handhelds, yeah. I loved, my first handheld console was the Game Boy Color. So yeah, I love that one. I've not really had many handheld consoles. Let's see if I can get the dust off this one. Yeah, they've got the got a black DSi, which I'm a big fan of. But I've actually jailbroken this DSi and installed a third-party operating system on there. So that runs anything I want to, basically. Damn nice, yeah. So it can still run the original cartridges. I can still run play game cartridges as usual. We'll go Assassin's Creed in there. What I was playing at. But I can, because it's got an SD card slot on the side, I can just load whatever I want on that. But I'm not touching my Game Boy Color. I want that to be original. I'm not modding that. I'm not doing anything to it. But yeah, it needed a bit of a clean. So yeah, just took it apart, gave a bit of alcohol, cotton wool buds. Closest thing to jailbreaking I've done is homebrewing my Wii. Nice. I consider that. We do have a Wii. So I was thinking about doing something like that. And I've seen a lot of people do stuff with their Wiis on different YouTube videos. But yeah, not got around to doing anything with the Wii yet. I've seen people do stuff with GameCubes. You can pretty much turn the GameCube into an emulation station. crazy what the communities out there can actually achieve with the older consoles. I wanted to jailbreak my PS2, but lacking the SD to PS2 memory card. Yeah. The memory card injections seem a pretty cool setup. So no, the GameCube has a memory card injection, and the PS2 has a memory card injection. Yeah, so just tapping into things, working with the system. At one time, I played Bare Bones Minecraft someone made for Wii. It was janky but cool, awesome. Yeah, I like yeah, so they call that demaking, do they? They kind of like take something that's for a modern system and then work it backwards to work on older systems. We also has a bunch of GameCube ports. Oh yes, yeah. F curves. How do we change the F curve? Is it over here? Yeah, the Wii was a good console. There's so many things that's happening that. I was trying to get right Linux, very super duper bare bones Linux on my Wii, but didn't. Hey, Team Tortoise! Wow, it looks sick, better than what I saw last time. Like 10 blocks, yes. Good to see you, welcome in. Can't remember why. Yeah, I know it's a lot of systems you can put like a tiny Linux versions on. It's just it's versatile. Pressed enter too early. Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, this rock bellow looks pretty cool now. Very happy with it. Just trying to remember the methods for animating stuff. There's a curve somewhere. I can't remember where we changed the curves. Did you get the solution? Solution for the curves. I can see somebody has shown how you change the curve, but I don't know how you get to the curve. F curve. Is it down? There's a thing down here. Or was it on the other? Is it under the animation tab? Working on animations right now. Yes, indeed. Yes. Playback. Yeah, I thought I'd do some animations with this, and then I'll work on the texturing. Because I need to learn a little bit more about texturing and what I want to do with the texture. Is this what runs? Action editor. Love animating. I got pretty decent at it. Nice. I'd love to be able to increase my understanding of the animation. Well, I want to increase my understanding of everything on Blender. Okay, this looks more familiar. But I think I just need to download some random, like, pre-made, like, rigged characters and stuff, and then just Mixamo. That sounds about. I recognise that name, Mixamo. It's a website. Okay. Search Blender animation curves, saw a form post on how to see the animation curves. Ooh, okay. So I'm looking on the Blender forum. How to make animations smoother, recommends the curves. Oh, character, I thought you were talking about animations. Mixamo rigs animates your character. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, for me to learn how to kind of to rig, and I kind of know how to rig stuff pretty well now. But yeah, I've come across Mixamo before. That rings a bell in my head. So maybe I've looked at it for like getting things easily animated. But yeah, I'll look into that a bit more. But yeah, certainly for me to learn how to do animations, I wouldn't mind just getting some random stuff. Sketchfab should have a bunch of rig characters. Oh, true, yeah. Just download some pretty crappy or any random rigged characters and just play around with learning the animation. Yeah, because it's do another search for the what did you say it was called? The animation curves. Animation curves. How to see animation curves in Graph Editor. That looks about what we would want. I think I know what you did to the curve. Yeah, I think I've made it a cutoff, haven't I, rather than a smooth. Hover over the Graph Editor and press home on your keyboard. What? Where's the Graph Editor? Ah, toggle Graph Editor. Aha! We have something. I'm not sure this helps us though. Normalize. Interpolation, F curve, cubic, linear. Yeah, we've got the active F curve here now, so this looks a bit more what we want. Is it linear we want? Do you have selector points and make them linear? Cursor selection value. Continuous. What are we missing? Try moving the points around. Yeah. To actually make the curve. Ah, yes. missing here? Is the correct track selected? Probably not. Location. Because it's the which rotation is it? The X rotation. Maybe that's not a. It's a Z. Z. There's a Z. Okay, so not quite right there, but it's not right, but it's progress. It's more smoother. It's just not what I was thinking. This reminds me of a meme. The blind leading the blind. Pretty much feels like that. Okay, the rotation is fine. Ah, okay, we got the rotation right. The angle of the bone is wrong, but the actual animation is working as I expect. Even though that doesn't look like it should be doing what it should be doing. Because that thing is supposed to be the other way around. Can't focus. Yeah. It is unfortunate. Let's go back to that. What have we done here? What are we doing? No, we don't care about scaling. We're not going to be scaling. Why so many keyframes? I don't know. I don't know what I've done to get so many keyframes. I think we might have to yeah, because we've only. Why is it on the scale? We can probably delete and start again because. You might need to normalize and set the rotations because I think there's something missing here. Might have used shortcut which keyframes everything. That's possible. Let's scale and location. Should all off of those because they're not going anywhere. Rotate to the correct position and press Ctrl A to apply rotation. That's what I was thinking, yeah. Apply rotation is what I need. What was in there? I locked it out somehow. Let's maybe deleting the track so it doesn't interfere. Yeah, let's We remove all these. Delete channels. Cool. All gone. Still got a problem though. What have we done here? Pose mode. Yeah, we're in pose mode. So it should be posing. Take it back out of pose mode. We go into edit mode. But the bone's fine there. Oh, if all else fails, we've not saved it since we loaded it, so we could take it back. Yeah, might just do that. Might reload it. Let's do not save. Must you hurt me in this way? It seems so. Yeah, why must you hurt me? Okay. We're back to how we were at the start of the stream. But hopefully wiser. Hopefully wiser, he says, yes. Hopefully wiser. Let's do this a bit smarter. We're wanting to kind of look in this direction. Oh, didn't do anything special. I just added keyframe rather than trying to record keyframes. It's now doing what I wanted to do in the first place. Add keyframe. Holding the rotation and then back. Nice and simple, you know. But we're back, okie dokie. So can we go? Copy and then paste that keyframe there. Then go to 120. keyframe and rotation again. Into there. And the rotation keyframe. So what's the keyframe over here? I've got coordination rotation. That's why it looks a little bit odd. Come out, pose map bones. Apply rotation. So what was that? Oh yeah, we've got to rename spine 6 back to head. And copy that to there. And copy to that. No. That's odd. Not quite right, didn't it? Okay, really happy with that. Probably need some other kind of movement in the rest of the body too. And like, even if it kind of like sort of bends its knees slightly or moves its arms, probably like shift its shoulders back just to make it feel more alive. So possibly when it gets to just turning his head, kind of drops its shoulder a little. Maybe it's shoulder back, maybe it's shoulder back, maybe. When we get to that stage, maybe that bone. Something along those lines. Insert a rotation. Let's go. We'll set the rotation at the beginning before we go on. Set rotation. And at that point, probably about there. pretty much the same level of animation by rotation. It's kind of coincide. And what else would I like to do with this? Yeah, we'll do the full animation on this one bone. Probably by that point there. So we don't want to kind of start moving the arm back before the head. Moves arm, well, moves shoulder and head. Does that look a bit more awkward doing that like that? Or should the head move back before the shoulder? I'm back. What happened? We can move a head and shoulder now. Just think of the timing, so whether the head starts to move, but then the shoulder should move. So the shoulder should still have. If I were to copy that, carry on for. So head moves for a frame, well, 10 frames, and then the shoulder starts to move as it looks to its left. But then I think the head should then start to turn back before. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Yeah, I was trying to resist the singing. But I think the head should probably turn back before the arm moves again. So head goes to turn, and then it brings it. The shoulder should probably follow after the head. So the head's turning to the left. Shoulder starts rotating, then have the head start turning back, and then the shoulder follow. So maybe if we move that keyframe to there, and then on the head keyframe, bring this back. I've locked it, unlock it. Bring those back to there. Slight delay before arm turns. Yeah, so as it is, the head will then start to twist to the left. Then the arm will start to follow the head as it continues to turn. Now the head will start to turn back, and then the arm will follow the head, and then both settle back into their starting position. Yeah, there we go. Let's seal that in real time. Now that's all. Arm setting back to the position's a little bit sharp. So I think I probably need to move the. Let's select that again. Yeah, those keyframes need to probably move to there. So let's try that again. Moves arm, head starts to turn, arm comes back. Yeah, that's a bit smoother. Now we just want to replicate that for the other side. So when it gets to that point there, both bones are set back to where they were. And that's the shoulder there doesn't need to move now. The left shoulder has done its work. Now as it gets to frame 120, the head then starts turning to the right. So probably about there, We want to actually select that one and give it a keyframe. Do note the stream is buffering a lot, so chat and what's on stream for me aren't synced. Whole lot of latency. Ooh, do apologise. How is the... let's do a little wave. How far behind is that? Ooh, yeah. That's quite a bit of latency. At least on watching it on my laptop. Yeah, I might have to look at my settings. I think the encodings probably needs a bit of tweaking. I'm trying to get better quality stream. I think latency is just on my end though. Okay. Yeah, there's a good few seconds on YouTube between my streaming computer and my laptop who's watching the stream. So it might be a bit of latency on my end as well. But I'll have a look when I'm off stream and see if I can improve it for you guys, because I want you to have the best kind of viewing experience. Internet related problems. Yeah. Hopefully I don't have internet related problems myself. I've not done some checks. This lo-fi is throwing random bits of Pokemon music. It's probably going to get chased by Nintendo now for having a bit of Pokemon in the background. Although people who stream Pokemon games probably walking a fine line with Nintendo anyway, but they usually can get away. So from that point there, head starts turning. We put another keyframe in to say at that point there, we then want the shoulder to move. And the shoulder will fully, where it starts to turn there. And then we want the shoulder to move from that point. Okay. Let's move those two keyframes back to there. So at that point there, then we want the shoulder to then fully complete its movement at that point. We'll put a rough one in there and we can adjust to match the other side. Insert rotation. And then as that comes back to there, head goes across, another keyframe, and as that comes to there, we want that copied. Copied and then pasted into there. So let's go select that bone. What was the rotation? Maximum rotation there. We go -5. Make it nice and square, so to speak. We go -5. Oh, okay. It's 23 degrees we're looking at. Yes. we then go to the other shoulder, that should be... Oh, that needs to do a little bit more work. 20 minus 23 degrees. Large decimals in position rotation make everything seem so much more natural, but I hate working with them, especially in the engine, because it irritates me. Yeah. I'd rather have a round decimal. I don't need precise kind of measurements, to be honest. Minus 23 degrees. Okay, so that's the same degrees on both sides now. So we'll hide the metric and see how that looks. Yeah, I quite like that. I sell emotes. Hey, Elisa. Sell the best emotes. Hope you're doing well. Try to ensure every number under the transform group is a whole number or decimal ends in a 5. That's quite restrictive. But it's a good practice, I suppose. You're not getting some weird kind of things going on. Doing well. Good to hear. Watching Parks and Recs. Awesome. Hey, Jeffrey. You really want me to... Yeah, let's go. God save our gracious king. Long live our noble king. God save our king. Send him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the king. Lie choicest gifts in store on him. Be pleased to pour. Long may he reign. May he defend our laws and give us cause to sing with heart and voice. God save the king. It's your song should know by heart. I don't know my national anthem. Yeah, the best I can offer is when I was used to drink a lot. You can kind of make the rough noises that sound like it in the true British way. Yeah, probably controversial to some people, but I don't take too much joy in those kind of things. Yeah, I think most English people you speak to, like, they would probably know up to probably happy and glorious, and after that they probably don't know the words. Especially in our song, the Dutch national anthem has the sentence, I am of German blood, which is dumb to have in your own national anthem. Yeah. You're kind of saying, well, we're not that kind of proud of our own heritage, of who we are as a country. We just want to reference the fact we've come from other countries. And we don't. Yeah. There's a part in my country's national anthem which no one knows. When people sing it, they just make the sound of it. Yeah, that's pretty much the English national anthem. That there are some, like, there are people that know every single word and sing it loud with pride. I'm not one of those people, and there's quite a few people that aren't that way either. Genetic research shows that the German and Dutch are barely related. It's supposed to be hold high the banner of liberty. That's quite a nice line. But instead, people just turn to mosquitoes. Closer to both English and Danish. Don't know why, but it's true. Yeah, I know there's a lot of historians have found. Yeah, the old English civilization, and well, the Angles, the original English civilization, which was the Angles, and the Frisians, very closely related, and then kind of there's a diversion up from that. We are very not close to Germans and Belgians, yeah, which I suppose is good in some ways. It sounds like it. I just got video game lo-fi playing, so it just kind of picks. It's just playing random video game music in a lo-fi sense. One time I had to put my country's flag, put up my country's flag, and it got stuck upside down for 3 days. So embarrassed. Oh no. Oh, I suppose you know about the flag hanging thing that a lot of people in my country have done, which is quite embarrassing in itself. Because they feel there's not enough national pride in this country, so they just put very cheap flags on every lamppost they can get their hands on. And if it's an England flag, like the England flag is just a white flag with a red cross. It's very hard to get the England flag wrong, but they put the British, the Union flag, the flag that represents England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. That has a proper way, because it's not symmetrical. There's a top, there's a bottom, there's a left and a right. And these people who claim to be proud of the country and want to show off that we're all about how good we are and stuff, and there's been multiple cases of where they don't know which way the flag is supposed to go, and they hang them upside down and back to front. If you do my flag upside down, it's a flag of former Yugoslavia. Oh, I did not know that. Flag laws in my country is crazy strict, but barely enforced. Yeah, like I heard the USA flag laws is that you may not use the flag design in anything other than a flag, as in you're not allowed to have any other type of fabric with the American flag design on it. Which obviously isn't enforced because people wear the flag on shirts, on like shorts, and it's everywhere. But the law, it does say somewhere that they're not allowed to do that. I think it also says that the proper way to decommission the flag of USA is to burn it. That's the proper way to decommission a flag. However, they get very upset about burning flags. I'm not sure if we have a proper way in the UK for decommissioning a flag. Not sure. Never had to. But yeah, the funny thing is a lot of these flags that have been hung around the country have probably been made abroad and not very British. Quite likely come from China, mass produced. So very patriotic, very supportive of the country to buy flags from elsewhere. Country's flag is supposed to be lowered by sundown, put up by sunup. The flag is not to be damaged purposely and not allowed to be used as anything other than the flag. That makes sense. I did hear something about the UK that the flag is supposed to be lowered at sundown as well, which you can't do if you permanently tie it to something, which is why it should be on a flagpole and you can actually wheel the flags up and down, but not if you cable tie them to something. But they don't care about that. They're only patriotic. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. People who are proud of the flag of England and proud of the Union flag are not the people actually hanging them. Design can only be worn or put on merch without presidential approval. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, another flag is allowed to be higher than the country flag. Yeah, no other flag should be higher. Yeah, I think we have that. Like, there shouldn't be only the Union flag would be higher than the English flag. But then there should be no flag higher than that. Yeah, there's a few flag rules. But yeah, there's been a whole thing in this country about people upset about flags. You go, I don't honestly care. But flags are there to represent stuff. You shouldn't be upset that there's other flags. There's people upset about, we had a lot of Ukrainian flags put on government buildings, like obviously lower than our flag, but Ukrainian flags put on some of our government buildings in support of Ukraine. And people got upset and go, well, why are we putting their flag up? Where's our flag? We want our flag. We're going to put them everywhere. But I'm pretty sure you're probably better off than the people in Ukraine right now. And yet you're upset you're not seeing your flag. But yeah, there's a lot of people that get very upset about the flag. All government institutions should only have 2 flagpoles, and if the higher pole for the country flag isn't operational, country flag should not be flown at all. Well, that's fair. So yeah, those kind of regulations make sense to me. This thing, what else would this idle animation kind of need? I feel the bottom half needs to do something, but I don't know if the top half is doing enough yet. Like whether the arm should kind of swing back a little bit. Like kind of like swing this bit down so it kind of drops a bit. Or whether the shoulder should drop down a little. I kind of like it as it is, but I feel it needs a little bit more. Because at the moment the bottom just looks very static, so I certainly want to maybe even like have it so that it kind of crouches slightly, like this knee thing moves out slightly and it kind of squats slightly as it's looking around. Just to kind of show that the bottom half of it isn't just solid. That means the whole thing would move then. I was required to be at a memorial service for one of my country's late presidents, and it was really cool to see how the professionals do it with a lot of respect. Everyone quiet. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's always interesting to see these kind of big events like that. Yeah, there's a lot of procedure and proper process that goes into these. Do you like a Taylor Swift picture? I thought that was quite a fun addition that they threw into these CDs. You reckon that was there to troll you, or they just generally only had Taylor Swift thank you pictures and thought, well, we'll give them this? They had 2 full teams for each flag. Ooh. I have no clue. Yeah. Hey, maybe they just have a stack of Taylor Swift thank you. Yeah, we're just throwing the thank you stuff. Like, if you buy things from places like Etsy and independent online places, they sometimes have like little handwritten notes. They go, oh, thank you very much for your order. I do appreciate your business. Please shop with us again soon, kind of thing. And I've had those a few times when I bought stuff from Etsy. It's quite nice. That's all. Sometimes it's just like a little business card that says thank you for your order, and then just has their email address and website and stuff on the back. But yeah, the Taylor Swift thank you photo is a little weird. Yes, it was a handwritten message on the back of Taylor Swift. Okay, that's cool. But in Dutch. Yeah, it's fair. Is this Final Fantasy? Yeah. What? Sorry about what's Botrix doing? Didn't like your Okay, be right back, no problem. I'll tell Botrix off. Go dog walk, okie dokie. You don't spam. I was thinking the other day I need to have a look at those. After you're back, I'm gonna show you art I made based on a friend. Oh, nice. Looking forward to it. Yeah, I actually had a full list of bots that I want to look at. But yeah, enjoy your dog walk. I'll see you shortly. Yeah, I'll have a look at what Botrix. So I probably don't need Botrix, but it's in 21 messages were deleted by moderator. Boo. You're fighting with the bot. Yeah, it shouldn't pick you guys up because I marked you as VIPs for a reason. Clearly, it doesn't understand this. Did not expect a protest to happen today. Yeah. Yeah, I need to kind of... Like, these bots aren't really doing much. I don't really get people spamming me. I don't get trolls very often. Yeah, I'll have a look after stream. I've got the Trovo. That was the one I was thinking of. Yeah, a streaming platform called Trovo that I tried. I tried Kick as well. Tried all the streaming platforms that don't require you to do anything I don't agree with. But yeah, I'll have a look at that after the stream. So maybe the arm, just like a slight swing. Realistically, a rock golem is going to be quite robotic in its movement. So what would the lower half do? Probably just like slightly bending its knees and back up again. Is what I'm thinking. Let's bring the metalwork back in. So, what have we got to work with? We can bend it here and bend it here. So both of these have to bend at the same time. We do need the whole thing to move with it. Rockham doesn't say I'll be back, it says I'll be rock. The reference. My jokes are bad. Well, the I'll be back is Arnold Schwarzenegger, but then the rock is Dwayne the Rock Johnson, possibly. So I think I need us to bend forward and not bend back. So we'll select both of those, insert a rotation, where's the rotation at? Would it be about? Would it rotate there? Obviously not in that way. That's why you rotate there and this would come up. So probably about there maybe. Anyway, go to hit the hay. Go to hit the hay. Go wake up super early. Ooh. Good night. Good luck with the golem. Thank you very much, bot. Hope you have a good rest. Hopefully waking up tomorrow is not going to be too hard. I always hate waking up early. Although this is really early. I can wake up really early. I just start waking up a little bit early. It's weird how that works. Yeah, have a good rest. I'll be back on Friday to do some Unity stuff. Should be back on Friday. Yeah, should be back on Friday to do some Unity. So I shall see you then. See you indeed. Make sure what are these messages. Keep getting messages. It's hard to keep up with things sometimes. Make sure I'm not missing anything important. Nope, we're all looking good. Let's set both these ones as well. Set a rotation. Probably about 45 degrees. It doesn't need to bend too much, just enough to I'll be something along those lines. And build that. Set a opening rotation for those as well. So then I guess to there. Okay. Move those onto frame 1. Okay, so all the frames are on set. All the Keyframing is on frame 40 now. Probably something along those lines. Kind of looks like he's jumping. Where's the anchor bone? There it is. Location set. I'm quite happy with how generally how that's looking at the moment. Probably needs to come down slightly more. Yeah, let's make it come down marginally more. Probably not change the angle of this bending so much. It seems to move down before it actually bends. So I think let's go back to there. So what point does it actually? So they all said at the same time. I have returned. Welcome back. That's actually moving down faster than that's moving down there. This needs tweaking a little bit, I think. Probably need to have a let's copy those keyframes and put them there as well. So for my new grindcore project, the serious one, not just the prawn ones, I wanted to honor a friend. He's not dead or anything, just someone who has been pushing me within the genre since 2016 and supportive of anything I do, but especially grind. He's the Mexican that is the only supportive person of my noise as well, by the way. Oh, nice. He loves Cthulhu, so I have drawn him as a zombie with Cthulhu tentacles, and named the EP Money Hater. That's the name of his grindcore band. Oh, nice. I'll show you pics of him and then the art. Awesome, yeah, I look forward to that. I think even just changing those 5 frames has made a difference. Sea shanty, sea shanty. This is the biggest motherfucking bagger from RuneScape. Oh, right. So yeah, I wouldn't have known that. This guy kind of reminds me of Jonathan Davis from Korn a little bit. Oh my god, this wave. Sounds pretty cool. Oh, nice. That's some cool art. I like that. OG's better. I'll work on the EP in about a month and release it as a surprise. He won't know before. Awesome. Oh, he's gonna love that, I'm sure. Oh, the dubstep remix goes hard as fuck. Ah. Oh, I can imagine, actually. It's got that kind of rhythm to it. I should just repeat the squats for the other part of the select all of those. From personal experience, you should add a bit of overshoot. When the golem bends his knees, he instantly gets to where he wants to be and then gets up. What you want to show is his heavy. Is this from slow down, slower, then get back up slower? Oh, yes, good point. Yeah, because otherwise it's just going to bend back again. And getting back up should overshoot again, then go back down, showing the lack of self-control because of his weight. Very good point. Thank you. Yeah, I was thinking of it. His movement looks okay, but then it's missing that kind of character that brings the realism. So we almost want it to be like or you can just say it's ceramic rocks. Yeah. So I suppose it's more of a slower. You want almost like a slower curve to kind of come from going back up again, and then so the curve slows down just as he gets towards there. So rather than like a linear kind of point A to point B, you almost want it to slow down as it reaches that point, and then slow as he goes to go back up again, and then because that's pretty much how I I go to crouch. So can we just do that with the curves? Let's make a save before we continue, because I'm quite happy how this is going at the moment. Make a duplicate, so we can always go back. The main mistake of the last project in Blender is that I didn't make enough different versions. I ended up messing up one and went, I need to try and recover this. Newbie terms go down fast, then slowly slow down, go up, and then he overshoots going up kind of too far up and then comes back. Ah, okay, yes. Yes, he kind of shows the force of him pushing himself up, and kind of like has a slight lift, and then settles. Yeah, as it's going down, kind of like sort of braces as the weight comes down, and comes back up again. Yeah, so as it's kind of coming down like this, and it just slows down a little. Then you're saying going up goes too far up and then comes back down. Slow coming up, and then almost like around this point here, probably pushes up a little bit too much, and then comes back again. Same with his shoulders. When he goes down, his arms should kind of go down faster, and begins to slow his knees down. Yeah, because at the moment he's very static. I do like that last final bit of animation there. So that slowing down certainly would so we want to kind of like a slow curve coming towards here, don't we? So we want fast, slow. But when he turns his arms, definitely need to show it by going in the torqued direction. When he turns his arm, definitely need to show it going in the torqued direction. Okay, opposite direction. The way he's turning. Kind of understanding, but also not at the same time. If you spin in a circle in one place and you limp your arms, notice how they face opposite directions to the way you're spinning. Okay, yes. Yeah, it kind of drags away from you. So yeah, so this arm should almost pull up as he's pulling his shoulders back. To kind of being pulled. It's like a drag, I suppose. Yeah, and then when he gets into resting position, he re-brings his arms forward. Yeah, like... Yes, he's almost got the swing as it kind of moves. This is the basic animations you need to learn for good animation, basic physics. I've got kind of decent. Awesome. Yeah, so those little things that sort of make something believable, isn't it? Like, I think, okay, what goes from like a wooden looking animation to something that gives character and makes it believable based with like how physics would work. So yeah, so I think definitely need to have a slow down curve there and a slow curve here to then up and then overshoot slightly. Probably even like separate the rocks slightly, because these rocks aren't technically physically connected, they're magically connected. So there's nothing to say that the rock couldn't sort of pull away slightly and then sort of kind of settle again. If I'm animating a rabbit hopping, I narrow it down like when the rabbit's feet hit the ground, objects in motion stay in motion, so the body carries on. When the body hits the ground, the head keeps going down. Oh yeah, so yeah, as it comes down, you kind of almost compress. And when you push off, so you're compressing as you're pushing off, I suppose. Yeah, that makes sense. It's thinking how would it react? Because otherwise you just have a static rabbit that kind of just the legs push off and it doesn't really. Yeah, it doesn't look as realistic. And I definitely want these to have character. Key term is really objects in motion stay in motion. Very important in things as heavy as 50 boulders. Yes. Yeah, it's a very good point. Yeah, it's learning how to do that effectively. So yeah, so I'll work on the one side and then all I have to do is apply to the other really. We don't have time. Oh, just past 2 hours. We'll do a little bit more. Now we've saved it as a duplicate file, we can mess around and not worry about breaking anything. So you reckon the best thing to do is probably put a what do they call it? I forgot what they call it now. If we go to the actual animation tab, see a bit better. It is the want the view, don't we? Want to see the is it see the curve extremes? Not that, is it? It's the graph editor. So in current editor type for this, values graph editor. You don't have to manually key everything. If Blender can change the transitional of the curve. Submerge, show curves. Okay, this might help us a little. Set type handle for keyframes. Manually set handle. Easing? Easing. That's what we want, isn't it? So we want to ease out on this one, but then ease in as it comes back up. So easing type F curve segments starting from the selected keyframes. Ease out only on the end closest to the first keyframe. I think, is that the one we want? We want all of those to ease out. Why is that one different? What's the... Easing by strength. I was back and was spamming emotes because I sell emotes and not be silenced by a bot. Seems to be happy at the moment. I don't know if the bot is set to look at just emotes. I'll have to have a look at what the spamming settings are. I think it scared the bot, yeah. Oh, it's definitely done something. Oh dear, go Papa. Yes. It acknowledges my authority in emote spam. Well, I've changed something and it doesn't necessarily intend to. What's going on here then? Recognize this. Very high quality modes, not just PNGs with green highlights. Yes. Yeah, Lisa does high quality emotes. It's lithium. I don't recognize it personally. It sounds cool though. Seems the sarcasm flew over two people's heads. There's 3 that are emoticon faces. Let's choose to ignore it. Almost kind of like the error I've made there. I don't know why it's what I've done, but like the long. It's pretty cool that on Twitch it shows that those 3 emotes sort of separately, but on my bot bot chat actually combines them together. Pretty cool. You see how the arm goes to instant stop? We don't want that. No. Yeah, it just kind of wants to ease into that. Trying to work out what I've done to this leg. That leg's moving a bit. Let's go back one. Yeah, all those awesome emotes. So the bot seems to be okay with that. Okay, I restored it back to before I broke the animation. Yeah, boss allows us. I don't know what. Maybe you hit a threshold. Maybe it's so many emotes it didn't like. Or maybe it's the same emote. Like if it was a one emote so many times. I don't know. I'll have to look at settings. Yeah, so I almost need it as that comes down, kind of like it settles slightly. Like so it eases into the final state there, and probably like a little, almost like a little bob maybe. Maybe yeah, same emote. Oh, I love that meme, the nut button. And so it comes down, almost could have it. Yeah, as you say, overshoot it slightly, then back up again. So we want that to be the final place. We want it almost to have... Also, you are making some serious progress. Thank you. Yeah, I do enjoy this when I eventually get into the swing of it. Yeah, it was just boxes before. Went from boxes to rocks. We're going up in the world. So we want that to be the final point. We almost want it to overshoot slightly before it. Now we're guiding in the ways of the animation of physics. Indeed. Now if I copy... Exactly. Copy those, and we want to put probably even there and see how it works. Oh, I've not marked that properly. Okay, try again. Let's go into pose mode. We still are selecting those ones. We want... You want to copy these, all those keyframes, and do it there. So as it stands, the animation will happen a little bit quicker. We need to obviously adjust the way it's moving down like that. But so these keyframes here need to have a slightly more needs to be overshooting on some of it. Maybe even just a positioning rather than the angles. So about 30 big frogs yesterday. Oh, nice. Whereabouts were those? No, we don't have those here. Ooh. Just regular frogs, quite big. Nice. And toads. So let's see how we can make this slightly more, a little bit more extreme. This morning at the feeding station, I have on the property a squirrel was waiting for me. Ooh, lovely. Like squirrels. Possibly, you could probably just make this bend slightly more extreme here. Cool. Just set a keyframe for those 6. And then we just need to get the height to match where it's moving to now. So I copy the Sally Donya wasn't a fan of the squirrel, I bet. But what you're doing in my yard. Hates most other animals. Just like frogs, so that's good. Ooh. Cool. And let's set the location key frame. Well, it does look a bit better there. Monster rocks. Hey, Captain Krabs, how's it going, dude? Good to see you. Yeah, we're making slow progress. Before I start off and making a rock go of them. It's going slowly. Well, that's something at least. I'm glad it's going. What you been up to? I see. I've seen you've gone live fairly recently. Haven't been able to catch you, unfortunately. Been trying to get more sleep, and unfortunately, it means a lot of people over your side of the world I end up missing. Yeah, it just looks like he's putting a little bit more effort to stand up. Now we've put that extra so kind of that eases down. Let's turn off the so we can actually see it looking a bit more. Hey, I like your work. Hey, thank you. A Man Real. Nice, I like that name. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. I'm certainly no expert. We do have experts in the chat though. Learning as I go. But I'm very thankful for people dropping in and kind of giving tips and checking me out. But yeah, just trying to work on a idle animation for this thing. Which I kind of spotted out in the world. What will it do while it's waiting for a player to attack it? Obviously going to need a bit more tweaking, like the arms, you say. It's going to take some effort to shift the arms about. So naturally there's going to be a little bit of movement. Whether I want it to, I was thinking of like duplicating the crouch animation when it turns to the right. But I don't know whether that just look weird if it kind of does a crouch, turn, stand up, crouch, turn, stand up. Whether when it turns to the right, it should have a slightly different. But I like the head turning. Kind of like it's looking around. It's been one of these things I have to watch a few times on the loop. Now, is he going to let me do a... I can't remember if I have a... It's a command active for... Does that still work? Yay, awesome. Playing Stardew. Yeah, Captain Grabs is an awesome guy. Game dev as well. Nice, love Stardew. Yeah, we love Stardew. Went to the Stardew Valley Symphony of Seasons in London recently, on Valentine's Day, in fact. So I went down to London to see the London Metropolitan Orchestra play the music of Stardew Valley, and that was amazing to hear live. Yeah, take breaks to play Stardew. Awesome. Yeah, we used to play Stardew a few, so most Mondays once 1.6 came out. Really wish I could have gone to see that concert. Yeah, there's so little dates, like one date in every city. And yeah, and the tickets went so fast. Like when I booked the tickets, I was literally waiting for them to go live. Bang, in, got tickets, and they were sold out within minutes. So my brother and his wife went as well. We travelled together, but because they bought their tickets, we bought our tickets. Complete different parts of the venue. Just get where you can. But yeah, so many people missed out. Go, oh, they're touring. Go, no. By the time you've heard about them touring, then you're already too late. It's yeah, you need to know about them like a year in advance to get the tickets. It's a shame because so many people would enjoy that. And I love hearing video game music in concert. Yeah, tickets go real fast. Stardew concert. Yeah, I've been to a couple now. I've been to the Final Fantasy Orchestra and Assassin's Creed Orchestra. Those were both both very moving kind of pieces of music in those games. You hear those played live, especially like games like Stardew Valley. It was just Eric Barone sat on his computer composing music, and that gets transposed into a live piece. Is got to be amazing to hear. Maybe bigger stadiums. Yeah, the only thing with you kind of lose a little bit when you go too big. Because in London it was the Hammersmith Apollo, which a few things have been at the Hammersmith Apollo, but it's small enough that you can kind of feel the warmth from the music. You have to sell a lot of emotes to go Stardew Valley concert, yeah. And I think the closest date to you is Rotterdam, wasn't it? Rave, rave, rave. Crab rave. But yeah, it's yeah, I haven't seen anywhere near where I live yet. Yeah, Rotterdam was, I think, the only one in the Netherlands that I think was anywhere near you. Those are some cool emotes. Oh, you got the Tappy Bongo one. That's cool. Came to my town, but they couldn't afford it. Oh no, cabs. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's a lot of money to spend out. Yeah, if you like the cute Captain Crabs, you got yeah, you got the game, and you got children's book as well, and you got plushies. You've gone full in with the kind of the character marketing. I do, yeah. Yeah, some really cool stuff. Make the idle animation as sleeping as the rock monster is probably tired and carrying around its weight rocks. True. True, man, yeah. I was thinking actually having a wake up animation where it looks like a pile of rocks and then they kind of assemble into the golem as well. So I would like to do that as an animation. This one is kind of, it's not necessarily idle, it's idle, but it's alert idle, or alert, I suppose. Rather than idle, it should be alert. Work on second kids book, just going slow. Nice. Yeah, it's really cute. I saw the artwork in the first book was really cute. Yeah, certainly if you like the crab emotes and like the idea of plushies, games, or kids books, so yeah, certainly check out Captain Crab's works. It's a really good character. I like it. We've gone and see my current game, Fighter. Yeah, it's a bit different from the crabs. Though I have not actually. It sounds fun though. Is it fighting poops? I'm gonna have to look up that. It is. Nice. Just doing a Google on it now. On Steam. It was my kids' idea, went with it. There's something about kids liking poop, isn't there? So I think they all go through that kind of phase in their life. Oh, that's fun. One stinky hero. One big adventure. They love it, yeah. Yeah, the artwork in this looks awesome as well. I'll add that to my wish list. Because I post it off this channel. This is my watching channel at the moment. As long as it doesn't tire myself out. Yeah, it did, you silly thing. My bot. I need to change my bot stuff. This one I had an artist. I didn't do the art, just a creation of game. Ah, that's fair. You timed out my ult, you silly bot. Made it onto the YouTube though, of course, because the bot can't touch it there. What is mean to Moongate Mage? Yeah, Moongate Mage will be the title of the game when I finally start working on it. So I've got the Twitch channel already lined up for that. You probably need a module, yeah. No, tell the bot to sell emotes. Yeah, I did not like the emote spam earlier. So it's going to be easier if I do this. Copy text. I've not forgiven the bot yet. I do that too. Grab the Twitch channel names of my games. Yeah, grab the crap. You it's I think it's good practice to kind of grab the names. Grab, not crab. Crab works as well. You can grab the name. Yeah, if you want a fighting turd, there's a Captain Crab's upcoming game there. Yeah, it's something I learned doing like web stuff generally. Is that before you even announce the name of any project you intend to have a web presence, grab the handles everywhere, because there's bound to be somebody out there that will grab the handle before you do. So always grab the handle. So I've already got social media handles for Moongate Mage everywhere. Before I even told people I was working on the game. So this will be one of the sort of the creatures that you can fight in Moongate Mage. And the mage himself or herself, themselves, will probably be only half the height of this. So this will be quite a hulking beast. That's weird. Don't post smut. I'm talking about the poop. I use sites like NameCheck to see if names are taking on social media. Ooh, I wasn't aware of that. After yeah, because I manually checked everywhere for the name, but they're pretty neat, free, awesome. Yeah, because I had to manually check. Okay, is there anything that even remotely uses that name in that context anywhere? So I tried a couple of things, and yeah, they were taken. And I thought, actually, no, I like Moongate Mage because one of the main features in the game are moongates, and you're a magic user. There's a magic users and mages as well, and it runs off the tongue quite nicely. I like the double lettering. So I thought, awesome. Just grab the handles everywhere. Even got the URL. Got the handles. Got the Twitch. Got the YouTube. So even if I don't use them, I own them now anyway. Name check. Let's make a note of that. Yeah, I own Captain Krabs and everything pretty much. Awesome. Yeah, I've said before, like, even for Hug Junkie, except Xbox was already taken. Oh, no. Yeah, anytime a new streaming platform, I find out about a new streaming platform, I always grab the Hug Junkie handle. Even if I don't stream there, I go, well, I want to make sure I've got that handle. Unfortunately, a few sites, Hug Junkie was taken. So, like on Blue Sky. Unfortunately, on Blue Sky, Hug Junkie was taken. And who has got the Blue Sky handle for Hug Junkie? No disrespect for them, but it's not the content that I personally would want to look at nor associate with. If you own a domain, you can use that as your handle on Blue Sky. Ooh, okay. I might have to do that. But yeah, I own the hugjunkie.co.uk domain. Like CaptainCrabs.live. Awesome. Yeah, I might have to do that. Yeah, because on Blue Sky on X, I'm DJ Hug Junkie because initially I was just DJ Hug Junkie, and I've dropped the DJ because I'm more than just DJ. So where I could have dropped the DJ off and just had Hug Junkie. There's good tutorials out there to do it. It's not too complicated. Okay, I'll check that out. I have seen people with their own domains. I went, okay, I wonder how we do that. So again, I have the domain for Moongate Mage, so the handle for Moongate Mage could be its own one as well. But yeah, it makes it look a bit more professional, I suppose. And so yeah, this looks like it's properly tied. For my company, I have crabscove.com as my name. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I need to do that. I need to put something on, because at the moment my Moongate Mage handle is pointing to all my socials. I sort of need to make like a landing page to go, okay, this is what the game is, but I've got no assets to put on there because I'm starting to make material. So I could do with just having a few assets, a sample scene, and a little bit of a blurb about the game being in dev and stuff, and put that on socials as well, because none of my social medias for the game actually have any content. Literally all I've got is the AI generated profile picture, which as soon as I've got the assets to replace, I'll throw in there. Yeah, the guy who has Hug Junkie on Blue Sky. Yeah, yes. Not family friendly, no. I said no, it's disrespectful. That's, if he's all happy doing that, then all power to him. But no. Very different content. Definitely not me. Yeah, hopefully none of my no one who's looking for me, hopefully they've not come across that. I'm curious. I think both you two will probably appreciate it more, considering who you have friends like. But yeah, if you want to have a shocker, look up my handle on Blue Sky. But my actual handle on Blue Sky at the moment is DJ Hug Junkie. But as I can use my domain, I'll probably switch that. But yeah, I got to Blue Sky, I went, ah, damn it. Someone's got it. I went, oh. Let's just say it involves yeah, it involves bears. Myself, I have been called a bear before, but I personally do not identify as one. slightly taken back by this music. I'm listening to a video game lo-fi playlist. Some of these songs I recognise, some I don't. Oh, already followed you on Blue Sky. Okay. Yeah, I think you're probably one of the only few that initially jumped on it. Well, thank you for checking again anyway. Yeah, I intended to post a bit more on Blue Sky, but I don't tend to post on any social media that much. But my personal Facebook, I basically just reshare stuff I agree with and have thoughts on. That's about it at the moment. I need to start doing stuff because as a streamer and as a content producer, you're kind of expected to go, well, hey, look, here's a cool thing. Check me out. Yeah, I'm just quite happy to sit here, stream, and if people come by, it's awesome. But I should really do a bit more posting of some kinds. But as it goes, really, it's you don't tend to feel social yourself. Trying to pretend to be social on the internet is not always good for you. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, I think I'll tweak the arm animation on the side here. But I've got so many of these assets I need to build because I've not made my life easy with what I want to achieve. But I reckon if I can get a good workflow, it shouldn't be too hard to actually get a basic thing out there. And then kind of improve on it. But yeah, that arm movement definitely needs to have a little bit more going on there. We'll work on that. What's the time? It is 11:15. So I'll be wrapping the stream up in a few minutes. So if I reckon if I set the current rotations for that as a keyframe. And that frame finishes on 30. If we set the keyframes again, but in the middle here, if we do a little rotation, just a little, yeah, it's probably a bit too sharp on that. About there. It's just that it turns, it needs to do it really. So probably about about 15 it needs to be set set as what it is at the beginning there. Move those to 20 and then copy keyframes at 0. The arm stays the same, moves. Is that too sharp there? I don't think it's too bad there. Let's see if we're in the angles, take that. Yeah, it's a little bit janky there. It's mostly there though. I don't think it's too bad. Just needs a little bit of a. So it stays stationary until it gets to there, and then probably even bring the elbow back slightly as well. So let's move those keyframes about there. See if that makes a difference. Actually, probably do settle a little bit afterwards. Still feels a little bit janky. Maybe move that a bit further back. And move that a bit further back as well. That doesn't look too bad. Let's hide the metalwork. Nearly there. I'm looking out for time. Just do a slight tweak and then we'll wrap up after that, I think. Possibly even hold that position for a few frames. Maybe that would what stops it from being so. Ooh, yeah, that timing on that's not too bad at all. Yeah, I like that. Just need to do that to the other side. So it's the second half of the animation just needs work now, but we've done most of what I like on the first half that we can just kind of duplicate across. Real test will try and make this thing walk eventually. But it's no rules, it doesn't exist in real life. It just needs to look like it could. Right, we have been streaming for just shy of 3 hours, which for me that's a good long stream. So let's switch over to the full camera and see my lovely face in full HD. Well, thank you all for joining us today. There's been a lot of awesome people come by to hang and chat and look. And goodbye. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you for hanging out. It's good to see you as always. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Krabs. A real man. Good to see you. Hope to see you again. Official Lugger VR. Thanks for stopping by. Moongate Mage. Bot as well, of course. Max. Good to see you. And all the lurkers, which I will not call out, but it's good to see you there as well. Have a good night. I still sell emotes. I still sell the best emotes. But yeah, have a good night. Enjoy. You thanked Moongate Mage. Yes, you must thank myself. Thank you, thank you. Ego. If I can't have an ego, what can I have? But yeah, I'll be back on Friday. I'll be working on Unity. Will be my 100th Unity stream. So I should be releasing a demo of my Trebuchet game. Putting it somewhere at least. Even if only if it's in my Discord or posting links to it somewhere. But it'll be a playable demo. It won't be finished. It'll just work. It'll do a thing. Nice. Yes, indeed. Goodbye. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week. And I will see you all on Friday. So until then, have a good rest. See you then. Good night.